Diversions and distractions and divide and conquer and still no fucking Epstein list. Diversions and distractions and still no Epstein list. I think it's very cute that, you know, they released the footage and apparently there was like pro LGBT engravings on the bullet and all this, and it's amazing. He got pew-pewed right after somebody went to ask him about trans people who pew-pew, and just like a bad fucking movie with bad writing that you know, like an 8-year-old would do, all of a sudden he gets pew-pewed. It's just crazy. But you know what it is? I was getting mad at the media. I'm so tired of all these psyops. I'm so tired of all the distractions. I'm so tired of all the stupid bullshit. But I was getting mad at the media. But really, I blame the American populace. We deserve to be lied to. We deserve to be deceived. We deserve to split down the line and go into factions of us versus them and them versus us. We deserve all that because we are not critical thinkers. You know, they say a sucker is born every day. We got a country full of about 360 some odd million suckers, because we just believe everything we see. You mean to tell me you didn't know who the fuck this person was based on all the footage of all the people with Ring cameras in front of their homes? This takes place on a college campus, and you just barely gonna give us the footage of this? Why? Because in my estimation, you were figuring out who you wanted to put on this, you know. You know, not to put too fine a point on it, I'm not gonna go to, you know, full, you know, aluminum hat. But I don't believe this. I don't believe this was a real thing. I know that Charlie Kirk is really dead. And once again, rest in peace to him, and much peace and blessings to his family. I can't imagine what they're going through, but it's one man. And watch how people are flipping out. If you go to all the comments on the videos associated with this on YouTube or anything else, and you look at the comments, if it's a liberal source, you have these idiots happy that he's gone, happy that this guy got shot, happy, you know, about this tragedy, happy, oh, well, he said this, so fuck him, oh, he said that. You know, words are not something that you should have to die behind. You shouldn't have to die behind words. You should die behind actions. If he had done something to somebody and they wanted to take retribution, I can understand that. I can't understand killing a man because of words. We do know that words drum up, you know, certain groups and can inspire them, but human beings are culpable for their actions and their actions alone. So I think that's really ugly how people are celebrating this death. On the other hand, I think the other team is stupid too. I think it's really ugly how people are like, see, this means war and this means war. There's a lot of these idiots on fucking YouTube putting up videos like, that's it, that's the final straw, we're going to war. And I'm like, you ain't going to war. We're going to war. People just throw terms around like they really mean that shit, like they're really gonna do some shit. Here's what you do. You take a magic rectangle and you type words in it and you film your face. You ain't going to war. You ain't going to war on behalf of nobody. You ain't going to war with anybody. What you're doing is putting out propaganda, and some small-minded idiot will try to go to war. I guarantee you, there'll be some idiot who thinks that he's doing the right thing and God's on his side and all this other bullshit, and he's gonna go out and pew-pew a liberal influencer to kind of balance the scales. These people are very irresponsible. We deserve to be lied to. We're like fucking monkeys. We're like, really just show somebody something shiny and people just fall in line. People just fall in line. People don't fucking think critically anymore. This shit is too neat. This shit is too neat. Why did this guy get shot? Wasn't this guy talking about Trump and the Epstein files? Wasn't he criticizing Israel? Boom, he's gone. You know, in my mind, you know, he's got enough notoriety to be famous enough for them to tout out this emotional porn about him being shot. Again, he's one man. People die every day. I don't know. You know, my feeling is this, just as a side, you know, again, I'm sorry for his family, But I care about as much about Charlie Kirk as he would give a shit about me if he read an article about, hey, Holden got shot in the neck. He probably gonna look at it and be like, and go back and eat his breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care as much about him as he would care about me if I got shot. That's just real talk. I don't know these people. These people have been so deluded into identifying with this shit. You identify with this shit. You go along with the shit like, oh my God, they shot Charlie Kirk. You didn't even know Charlie Kirk. You didn't know nothing about Charlie Kirk. Okay? You knew nothing about Charlie Kirk. He was just a guy who would own the libs. And how many of those do we have running around? You know, how many of those do we have running around? And how hard is it to own the libs? When you walk around and you don't think that any rules apply to you, and you walk around and anybody who gives you criticism is an oppressor, it's pretty easy to own you. So what was so great about this guy? Oh, he owned the libs. I could own the libs. You could own the libs. A fucking child could own the libs. Everybody can own the fucking libs. What the fuck are we talking about here? You know? We deserve to be deceived because we're fucking stupid. We're very stupid. We're a stupid fucking country. We jump to conclusions. Now everybody wants to go to war. Now all the YouTubers like, we're going to war. Which basically, if you scratch a lie, find a thief. If you really investigate what these people are doing, they're just trying to get clicks. You know, I guess I could be accused of the same thing. But I'm not going down on one side or the other. I believe there's a rational middle. There's got to be a rational middle. There's got to be someone who can be a diplomat. There's got to be someone who can say, you know, I don't like it, but you know what? This kind of sounds like bullshit. I gotta say, this feels like a distraction. It feels like a psyop. It feels like some bullshit. Because where's the Epstein conversation? You know, that whole thing is the most appalling fucking obvious fucking government fucking cover-up I've ever seen, you know, and parties that are involved, I think, are doing what they can to keep that shit covered up. The young lady who came forward and said that she had been a victim of the abuse at Epstein's Islands and pimped out, you know, to Prince, what's his name? Prince Andrew, one of these princes. All of a sudden she gets in a horrible, catastrophic car crash, and then she takes her life. After surviving all the bullshit she had went through, she's gonna take her life. This is your story. This is what it is. That's not a cover-up. That's not obvious. You know? I don't understand. I think the collective IQ of the human race has dipped about 20, 25 points within the last 15 years. We're really stupid. If you can't see this as a setup and a diversion and a psyop, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to help you. You know, it's the appropriate, appropriate feeding and nurturing of the trolls. Everybody gets what they want. If you're a liberal and a crybaby, you're going to get what you want because, like, they're blaming trans people, they're blaming this. If you're a conservative piece of shit who already hated trannies and you already hated this and you already hated that, you're getting what you want. Everybody is getting what they want based on their own preconceived notions of shit, and we still have all these conflicting things about this, you know, pure. But people are like, this is war. It's a tranny. No, it's a MAGA guy. No, it's a. Just say you don't know. Just say you're waiting for the evidence. Just say you're waiting to hear the full report. Where are the adults? The adults know how to stop and wait. Kids want to jump on their high horse and go to war. Everybody wants to pick up their sword. Everybody wants to convince themselves that they know better than everybody. Everybody's acting as though they work for the FBI and they just got fucking the background information of everything. You don't know shit. I don't know shit. I kind of don't care. But I mean, where is the rational middle? You know, people are like, oh, it was a trans shooter. No, it wasn't. The bottom line is they told us 3 different things in less than a 24-hour period. They told us it was a guy dressed from head to toe in black tactical fucking gear, okay? Then they said it was a guy who looked like any other college student on the campus, okay? Then they said it was a transgender rights activist and he engraved his message on the bullet just like Luigi did when he pew-pewed that guy from the insurance company. Okay, so that's a very similar thing. It's almost like they have a playbook going. Okay, so for anybody saying, oh, it's this, it's that, you don't know. How do you mistake tactical gear, black tactical gear, for, sweatpants and some flip-flops and a golf visor? How do you do that? Just say you don't know. Just say you don't know. You don't always have to be first. You don't have to have a side on everything. You don't even know this person. 99.99% of the people out here flipping out and going crazy, and this means war. You never met Charlie Kirk in your life. You probably never donated to anything he did. You probably only watched clips that supported your worldview. You probably know nothing about the intricacies of his arguments. You probably don't care about the care and feeding of his children. You don't know. You don't give a fuck. We deserve to be fooled. We deserve to be lied to, but we're very stupid, and I'm sick of it. Let it all burn.